Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Florence. So today I wanted to talk about people's illogical dislike for wealthy people. I have noticed that a lot of people, for whatever reason, have this deep-seated dislike. I'm trying not to use the word hatred, but that's really what I mean. But they have a very strong dislike for wealthy people, and they almost get some kind of satisfaction when they see that a wealthy person is experiencing a tough time. And by that I don't mean something minor like maybe they lost a little bit of money. I'm talking about something major, like something, maybe a health related issue, or a loss of a loved one, or some major damage to their career. And people just get really excited, and even if nothing bad happens, people are less likely to want to help a wealthy person, and I just don't understand why. So I kind of want to talk about this in this video and kind of bring some kind of, I guess, bring it to people's attention, so that if you do this, you kind of have to be aware of what you're doing and what your state of mind is as it relates to people that you don't even know. Really, you just see them and you see that they're wealthy, and you just sort of have this negative state of mind towards them. I follow, or I watch a lot of entrepreneurial videos here on YouTube by a lot of business owners, people that are very successful in their businesses. And I do watch Grant Cardone a lot, and I believe I've heard him mention this once, that some people would just see a person in a nice car and they just wish that something bad will happen to him. Or I think he was talking about, he saw an accident, a video of an accident, and people were just leaving negative comments talking about, oh, they deserve that. Why? Because just because they have a fancy car, they think they can do whatever they want. Meanwhile, there was no background information as to what caused the accident, so they don't even know that it is the person with the fancy car that caused the accident. But it looks pretty bad. It looks like a very bad accident. But everyone in the comment section were saying, oh, well, they deserve it, and there was just so much hatred. And it was, a lot of people were commenting about the person's wealth, or the fact that the car is fancy. I think it was a Ferrari or something. I forgot what it was. And it's just really sad. And I remember that video. I believe it was Grant Cardone. I'm not 100% sure now. But I know I heard someone, a wealthy person, talking about the hatred and dislike that they get from people who don't even know them personally. And we see this a lot with celebrities. When a celebrity that's very successful and has a lot of financial success is experiencing a terrible time, people just go in and say the most insensitive things imaginable. Like, it's almost as if just because a person is wealthy, they are no longer human. It is almost as if those people that are not wealthy take out their frustration for their lack of wealth on people that are wealthy. And it's very sad. It's not a good mentality to have. It's not a healthy mentality to have. And it's not really going to get you anywhere if you do this. This does not only happen to celebrities. I've seen this as well in my personal life. Like, people that I know, especially like people that are super wealthy, you hear a lot of people just saying negative things about them, even though they do not have a close personal relationship with these people. You would hear them say, well, they never help anyone, they don't help their relatives. And I keep wondering about that. And at some point in my life, like when I was a lot younger, I used to wonder too. I used to be like, why is it that these extremely wealthy people don't help their less wealthy relatives? And then I started to see it in my personal life as well. And I have come to learn that A lot of wealthy people do not get the kind of normal human healthy interaction from less wealthy people that they sometimes need or would appreciate. For instance, two people that are of about the same financial status would have a good relationship with each other. They would call each other, they would, I don't know, go to church together, or like go to, I don't know, go to the park or whatever. They would just hang out, go to the movies, or they would call occasionally to find out how the other person is doing. And they will just have this, they will put in more efforts to interact with someone that they feel is on their the same financial status as they are. But if those same people have a relative that's wealthy, they never call that relative to find out how that relative is doing. They never inquire about the wealthy person's health. They don't inquire about the wealthy person's kids. They don't try to build that sort of a positive, normal interaction or relationship with the wealthy person. But you know what they do though? They call that wealthy relative or friend of theirs when they need help, either with money or for connections or for reference or something. That is when they contact that wealthy relative or friend of theirs. And no matter who you are, no matter how wealthy you are, nobody wants to be contacted only when the other person needs help. If that is what you do, you will never have a close, positive, real relationship with the person that you call when you only need help. And I've seen this a lot with a lot of wealthy people. It's like nobody cares to call them to find out how they're doing. And then they wonder why these people keep their distance and they don't want to help people, because nobody wants to be treated like that. Nobody wants to be used. So if you have a relative or a close friend or just anyone that has some kind of relationship with you that is really wealthy, but they don't help you, or if you don't have a close relationship with them, you should ask yourself what role you are playing to cause that to happen. Like, what are you doing? Are you avoiding them? Are you not calling them at all? Are you not putting in any efforts? Because 9 times out of 10, I will tell you right now, that would be the reason. Nobody calls, nobody bothers. They feel like, well, they have money, so I'm not gonna call them, or people just don't feel the need to check up on a wealthy person. They feel as though it is the duty of the wealthy person to check up on everybody else. And usually when a person is busy making money and building wealth, they probably don't even have time. They have a lot less time than people that are not building wealth. They have a lot less time to go around calling people. So odds are you maybe have to be the one to call them. Just because a person does not call you first doesn't mean that you cannot call that person or make some kind of effort to contact them and inquire about how they're doing. But that is more on a personal level, because as far as these celebrities go, you can't really call them to find out how they're doing. But the least we can do is not enjoy so much when something terrible happens to them. It's like when something bad happens to either a celebrity or someone that's wealthy, people just are so brutal with the way that it's almost like they get some kind of sick satisfaction from knowing that, yes, even though this person has a lot of money, at least their health is poor, or at least their kids are having problems, or at least they have a drug problem, or it's always something negative that makes these kinds of people feel good about themselves. And it's really sad. It's not going to get us anywhere. If you have this mentality, you need to lose it ASAP. First of all, you need to stop putting yourself in the category of people with no wealth. You need to consider yourself wealthy, no matter how much money you have. Wealth is more than just financial wealth. There's so many different types of wealth. And just because one person is more financially wealthy than you are does not mean that you are poor. People are wealthy in many different ways. So get your mind out of, well, they're wealthy and I'm not, so I'm not going to worry about what they're worried about. No, you are wealthy. You just need to find out in which way that you are wealthy. And if you stop having this I'm poor mindset, then perhaps you would consider yourself more in the same shoes as those people and have more empathy for them. Like, just because a person is wealthy does not mean you should not have empathy for them. That's basically what this video is about. I've just been seeing a lot of news recently about things happening to people that are negative, and everyone is just being happy about it. And sure, people would say, well, it's their character, is because they did this and that, that's why people don't like them. But 9 times out of 10, that is just the excuse people use. People use other people's character as a way to tell themselves that they're doing the right thing by being happy for someone else's misfortune, and that's not right, and it's not true either. It's not because of their character, because at the end of the day, we all have flaws, we all have issues, nobody's perfect. Just because one person is poor and the other person is wealthy does not mean the wealthy person has the worst character and the poor person has the better character. So let's not use a person's character or decision at some point as an excuse to be happy when something bad happens to them. If you're in a healthy mental state, you will not be happy when something bad happens to another person. So that's all I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.